In a country where paths to success are really limited, women are beginning to see their bodies as more of a tool for leverage than ever before.
Today is day one of my surgery. I can't lie with my body because it's fucking painful.
So Nigeria wasn't my first choice. I wanted to go to Turkey and I thought about Colombia, but I don't have a friend in the UK to travel with. So I decided to get my body done in Nigeria, Abuja to be precise.
Now, BBLs have one of the highest death rates in cosmetic surgeries worldwide.
People are dying on these tables.
BBL is the deadliest cosmetic surgery in the world.
I got my body done in April and I can say it was the worst mistake of my life. I used over 7 million euros to treat the implication.
And I keep saying it is never going to be perfect. It's never.
If you were to meet, someone who is probably in her late teens and early 20s and who has pretty interesting reasons for doing the BBL, probably as you mentioned, social media influence and all the rest, what would you tell her?
I'm like, do you really want a BBL body or do you just want to follow a trend? Last one, and you're holding at the top. Let's go. Hold. Nice. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right. Well done.
This gym life isn't easy. I think I finally understand why millions of women are making this choice. Okay, so a BBL is a Brazilian butt lift, and right now it's literally like everywhere. Over the past few years, it has exploded, and I'm not just talking about the US or Brazil. Nigeria, it has exploded in Nigeria, and you see it everywhere. Social media, music videos, pop culture, everywhere. And it almost feels like almost every single person either has one or really wants to get one. Why? Is it because of social media trends or personal insecurities, or is something deeper happening here? Something that has probably been with us for 1,000 years. So today, I'm trying to figure out why. Because to really understand why women are doing this right now, I think we need to go back in time to understand why humans have placed so much value in their bodies. Why do we care so much about our bodies? So in nature, there's this thing called sexual selection. And honestly speaking, I think it really explains what's going on in BBL right now. Okay, so let's take the peacock world, for example. Peahens choose peacocks based on the size of their tails. They go for the biggest, brightest, most colorful tails. Now, these tails aren't exactly great for the peacocks. In fact, it makes survival even harder for them because they're easier to spot by predators and they can't run as fast. But guess what? The women keep choosing them. And so over thousands and thousands of generations, the tails keep on getting bigger and bigger. And humans, we do the same thing. We've always modified our bodies to look more attractive. So you see foot binding in China, neck rings in Myanmar, lip plates in Ethiopia, corsets in Victorian England that literally shaped women's ribs. We've always done this thing. So I think it's not so difficult, or it's not so different from what is going on right now. I guess we're probably just doing it way faster, more publicly, and more brazenly than we've ever done before. But here's the thing that's important to understand. Beauty standards aren't just random. They've always seemed to reflect what was considered valuable at a particular time. So in Renaissance Europe, fuller bodies were the thing. Why? Because it was a signal of wealth. It meant that you had enough money to eat and do everything, and you didn't have to work. Those who were slim were those who were working, manual labor, and so they lost a lot of fat. But then come to the 1920s, everything flipped completely. Slimmer bodies were more appreciated. It showed that you were modern, liberated, wise, educated, and you could afford to not eat. Now, in pre-colonial West Africa, the reverse was the case. Fuller hips, bigger bodies were more appreciated, not just because of aesthetics, but because they were actually signals of some biological superiority. Wider hips meant you'd have, easier birth, safer birth, and then fuller bodies. They showed that, you had good nutrition. And good nutrition meant that you'd be more fertile and healthy. So you see, these things weren't just random. They were at a time when, survival was very important and, wasn't guaranteed. These things weren't just beauty standards. They were literal biological calculations just for survival. And then colonialism arrived, and with it came this new hierarchy, this belief that the European frame was better. It was modern, it was civilized, and then the African body that was fuller and thicker in places was primitive. And so for generations and generations, Black women have always had to battle with this. They've always been made to feel that there was something wrong with their natural bodies, as full as they were. It was either that they had too much of something or too little of something. They just weren't enough. But here's the thing about biology. It doesn't just disappear because colonialism or politics says so. Okay guys, so we are heading to a sociologist's office, Dr. David Akeju, to speak with us about, what societal factors drive women to opt for the BBL procedure. I'm looking forward to the conversation and I hope we all enjoy it. So, talking about beauty standards, what people value aesthetically, we've seen it change over the centuries. So I just want to understand from a sociological point of view, what informs this change? Why is it that one thing is valued in one century and in the next century it changes?
Of course, social change is something that we deal with as sociologists, okay? And there are several factors that could inform change in society. It could be technological factors, it could be people's taste, it could be social expectations. So let me dwell a little more on that social expectation, because society usually have expectations either for individuals, and so what constitutes beauty to you might not be what constitutes beauty to someone else. Now, in that sense, you begin to realize that the man is structured to value what he sees more, right? He's moved by what he sees, right, with his eyes, and the woman is moved by what she hears. Okay, sight and sound, those are the two things that brings that beauty thing. So because the man is moved by what he sees, the woman wants to offer him something to see, so that, right, that beauty can be valued.
So fast forward to the 2000s and curves are back like never before. Like they're literally everywhere. Now scientists have actually studied this and they've discovered that men across multiple cultures tend to prefer women with a waist to hip ratio of about 0.7. Now I don't know if I'm a 0.7, but yeah, whatever.
Sorry.
Now, this ratio correlates with all these fertility markers, estrogen levels, reproductive indicators, and the rest. It's this biological preference showing up everywhere, from ancient sculptures to modern day dating apps. It's just everywhere. But here's the crucial part. Having a biological preference is just nature. But then turning this preference into a multi-billion-dollar industry, that's no longer biology. That's capitalism at work. So for most of human history, only the extremely wealthy could afford to modify their bodies through procedures or extreme modifications. But now, influencers document the entire body change process. It's become content. It's become their business model. So a BBL is no longer just a medical procedure. It's now a transaction. You accept pain now, and then you get visibility later. And everything works out well, and you get the result you want. You can make money from your body forever. So what exactly is happening now? Why is Nigeria suddenly becoming the BBL capital of the world?
What made you decide, okay, this is something I want to do?
To be very, very truthful,
Okay.
at first, it was the trend at the time. I did my body in 2018.
I think there are 3 reasons for that. First of all, in West Africa, curves are appreciated, fuller bodies are celebrated. And now, Nigerian women are realizing that they can get this culturally accepted body way faster and with less stress than they could before. Now, secondly, Nigerian women are seeing the exact same content as women in LA, France, and all over the world. They're seeing the exact same beauty standards and the exact same bodies. The pressure is constantly on. There's literally no escaping it. Now, thirdly, and this is the really big one, in a country where paths to success are really limited, women are beginning to see their bodies as more of a tool for leverage than ever before.
Are they real?
I pay for it, so it's real.
Okay, you paid for the body.
Yeah, and my face too.
Now, to really understand why BBLs are booming in Nigeria right now, you need to understand one particular fact about the country. Opportunity is scarce, like really scarce. Social mobility is really slow. Now, if you're born in a particular social class, chances are that you'll remain there. Now, you can graduate with a first-class degree and still struggle to get decent work for many years. Education is expensive, but sadly in Nigeria, it still doesn't offer much results. The truth is jobs are limited, and who you know most of the time is more important than what you know or what your credentials are in. So for millions of young people, especially young women, the traditional paths to success are either blocked or overcrowded in a way that makes it impossible for them to access it. And so people start looking for alternative routes. And really, who can blame them? Now, in economics, capital isn't just money sitting in the bank. It's literally anything that you can leverage, anything that gives you an advantage. And in this digital economy, where your image has become your brand, where what you look like determines the kind of opportunities you get, beauty has kind of become some sort of capital that you can invest in. Welcome to the influencer economy, where your body isn't just your body anymore. It's now a business. Now, for some women, getting a BBL isn't just as a result of vanity or insecurity. It really is a business decision, an investment for career development.
Her appearance is her asset, so cosmetic surgery has become her reality.
I'm a career woman. I'm a public figure. It is well expected that most public figures should look really gorgeous and beautiful. But at a time in my life, I started seeing the beauty fade for me. So within that period, I got pregnant for my third baby. My body started to change rapidly. Yeah, so all that made me start to feel less confident. And I felt like I was fading away from the Uche that I believed I am.
A BBL in Nigeria can cost anywhere between 3 million to 10 million, depending on where you get it done. Now that's more than anyone spends on a university education in Nigeria on an average. And also talking about the cost, because I just mentioned the cost, how much does it cost to get a BBL done in Lagos?
To be honest, I don't know, and it will definitely vary, from one clinic
to another. Okay.
I can't remember in my own head how much we charge, but it's usually going to be more than 4 million naira.
Now, but for some women, when they sit down to actually do the math, it really does make sense. When you have the skills, you have the brains, and you have everything to succeed, but then you just don't have opportunities to work. When even with your degree, it just seems as though it's impossible to climb the career ladder. BBLs don't just look like aesthetics anymore. Once again, they are an investment. And something that sounds irrational to someone else begins to look logical. This is not stupidity. It's survival math. It's people making rational decisions, trying to circumvent an irrational system. Now, BBLs have one of the highest death rates in cosmetic surgeries worldwide. We're talking fat being transferred, possible embolisms, serious complications. It's not just a simple or safe procedure. So right now we're heading to the plastic surgeons to just talk to us about, what a BBL is, what happens when you get a BBL. Because I feel like we've all read things, we've heard things, but then we don't really know what exactly happens. So yeah, that's what we're doing. When we get there, we'll talk to him and we'll find out what it's all about. All right, so Dr. Ayo, thank you so much for speaking with us today. Okay, so basically we just want to understand what BBLs are all about, especially getting like a BBL in Lagos. There are lots of misconceptions about, the procedure, why people get it, how risky it is, how much does it cost and all that. So we just want to give people who are watching, proper information, accurate information from a practitioner himself, not just hearsay. So that's just it.
So I think the safety is one. It's dependent on the patient and it's dependent on the surgeon.
Okay.
There's a part the surgeon has to play. There's a part the patient has to play.
Okay.
So the first part is that as a patient, you want to know about the clinic.
Okay.
What information do you have about the clinic? You understand? The second part is that how safe does the surgeon want to be?
Okay.
You understand? So do you want to sacrifice safety for a more curvier body? You understand? So because some surgeons can be very, very aggressive.
Brazilian butt lifts are among the most dangerous procedures in cosmetic surgery. Qualified doctors are therefore essential.
I think the best bet is having a plastic surgeon do your work. That's the best. And I keep saying it is never going to be perfect. It's never. I always say that when people come and say, oh, I said, it's never. The best body still have something to do.
Hi, Gbemi.
Hey, Maggie, how you doing?
I'm good. So, very quickly, as a trainer, when people come to you saying, "Oh, I want a BBL body," what comes to your mind as a trainer?
I'm like, do you really want a BBL body, or do you just want to follow a trend?
Oh, okay.
I think we're in a social media age where people want to look like people, and it's not just with bodies. It's like with items, things that they have, with their faces. People are injecting all the same things as their faces. So, I mean, I do find that a lot of what I do with my clients is education and just explaining to them that what is possible and what isn't really possible with a gym routine. Personally, I don't feel like there's anything wrong with, you know, a cosmetic procedure. If you want a BBL, go get a BBL. But if you want to be your strongest, sexiest, healthiest self, we can actually help you achieve that in a toned, you know, sexy body that is like wholly you. But can we give you a BBL body? No.
I think I finally understand why millions of women are making this choice. You know, most times we think it's vanity, you know, because they just want to look good. Or we think it's like an ill thought out idea. But that's not always the case. It's biology meeting capitalism. It's beauty standards meeting the Instagram algorithm. And it's limited opportunities meeting unlimited pressure. Now, for some women, this surgery genuinely represents their only shot at visibility in a world that rewards certain aesthetics. At access to opportunities they normally wouldn't get. A shot at the life that they want, but they normally would not get through traditional paths. And maybe that's the real problem here. Not that women want to change their bodies. I mean, we've always done that. But that we built a system where some women feel like they have to change their bodies to succeed. Where beauty isn't just an aesthetic choice anymore. It's a survival tool, an economic strategy. Maybe the answer isn't in women changing their bodies at all. It's most likely in changing the systems that make them feel like they have to change their bodies to achieve success. Dear women, your body is okay. In fact, it's beautiful. Exactly the way it is. Whether or not you have curves, whether you got them naturally or you built them for years in the gym, or you paid for them through surgery, you need to understand that you're not a trend. You're not a transaction. You're not a before and an after photo. You're perfect, exactly the way you are.